Hi everyone, it's Ashley at Tea Garden Paper Crafts, and I am back with week 2 of Junk Journal Journey 2025. This week we are going to cover pockets. So I have a couple different styles of pockets for this week. I have two of the large ones that you can either put this way or this way. I have two large pockets that face up. You could turn them sideways if you wanted to, but they're intended to face up. I have several small pockets here that have these sides here that I'll show you how to fold. Some that don't have sides, you could put these on here. We'll go through a couple different things that we can do with those. And then we have a couple more pockets here, quarter pockets, middle of the page pockets. And then we also have some fussy cuts and some labels. And I'm going to show you how to turn this into a pocket as well. So there are no backing papers or anything this week because I don't usually back my pockets unless I know that you're going to see the inside of them. Most of the time I just leave them plain and I ink them. I would recommend printing these on cardstock. I've already printed mine and inked them and everything. These ones were just to show you, but I would highly recommend printing on cardstock, something a little bit thicker. So sorry, I bumped you. Let's get our supplies out here. I have a corner rounder. I got this one, I think, on Amazon. I absolutely love it. I use it constantly. It's stayed really sharp for me. I put it through a lot of abuse. I highly recommend it. I'm inking this project in Vintage Photo. I have my ruler. I have my fussy cuts, including some of the ones from last week. Everything's already cut out and inked. I am a terrible fussy cutter, so I'm trying to make it so that everything in the project either has a really nice line on the outside to make it easy to cut, or is a fairly simple shape like this fox that makes it easy to cut. I also have some of these. They are Scotch 3M removable mounting tabs. I use these for my for a foam piece. I find I like these because they're a little bit longer than some of the other foam things that you find, and you get a ton of them for pretty inexpensive. All right. Other supplies that come in handy would be a good bone folder. I've got a couple different ones. I beat the ever-loving heck out of them. Another helpful tool, not necessary. Really, the only tool you actually need is good glue and good scissors, but the ink is optional, corner rounder is optional, ruler is probably not optional. I would have a ruler, but bone folder is optional. But those are my basic supplies. All right, so these are some of the ones that I've already put together. Like I've already folded them, and just so you can kind of get an idea of what they look like. So we'll go through the tall pockets first. So this is what they look like once they're folded. I will show you how to fold these. As you can see, I double printed mine. I couldn't decide. And then I ended up going with this one for this. I ended up printing this one. So this one here, you can mount on the side of a page like this, and then you have lots of room to put stuff in the pocket. You can layer them, or you can put this on a separate page. We'll go through how to fold those in a moment here. And then these are some of our corner pockets here. Different styles of corner pockets. Having these little tabs makes it so that you can put a lot more stuff in there than if you just glue it flat to the page. So I like to have those tabs for mine. Different styles like this. And you can layer these in all different ways. So like this here is a good example. You can take this, you can take one of these half circle pockets and glue this on the front here and have a pocket here. And then depending on how you glue this to your page, have another pocket here. So that's why I wanted to cover pockets this week. Just plain simple pockets because there's so much that you can do with them. So I have another set of every pocket ready to go. And I have two ways to show you how to do these. So the first one is using a scoreboard. I have a giant 12 by 12 scoreboard that is a Scor-Pal. It's wonderful. It comes with a little tool. It's heavy duty. I got this one on Mercari, I think it was, used. So I will show you how to do some of these pockets with a scoreboard, and then I will show you how to do them without a scoreboard. So if you are like me and you're terrible at judging things, I highly recommend having a scoreboard. So what I like to do is I have trouble scoring it from the other side. So what I like to do is line them up along where I can see the ink is, and then just give it a very gentle press. Now, obviously, this is not on the correct side. Like wants you to fold it this way, but you can still fold it back, and it gives you a nice straight fold. If you're able to cut a nice straight line, which I am not, you could line it up here and then do it that way, but I do not cut straight lines. My paper trimmer is currently broken. I am on the hunt for a new one, looking at a couple recommended ones. And so I cannot cut a straight line right now because I am hand cutting everything. So if you can cut a straight line, if you can use your paper trimmer, you could line this up here and do it that way. But I find I just like to do it this way, but find what works for you. So I find a nice line here, line up where the ink is, and then fold my tab back along that line. Don't press too hard because cardstock, you can actually tear through the cardstock and then you lose the advantage of having the tabs. So then once that's all nice and folded, I just ink up all of my edges. I already inked the top of this one, but I'm going to ink along the sides of this one here. And then there you have it. Nice simple pocket. So we'll go through that again. So for this one here, same concept. You just line it up mostly along your lines there. These ones sometimes can be a little tougher because with that point there, but just take your time and score and fold. Super easy. And then after this one, I will show you how you can fold without without a scoreboard. Because I didn't buy a scoreboard for a bit because I didn't want another bulky tool. I wasn't sure if I would use it or not. I'm glad that I did purchase it, but I want to show you how to do it in case you don't have one of these. So another great way to do this, pardon my sniffles, is with a ruler. Okay, so same concept, but what we're going to do is we're going to line our ruler up here where the ink ends, and we're just going to grab this tab and lightly pull it. And then what we can do is so that we can still see where our line is, and we can make adjustments as we need to, fold it back underneath, and then crease it. And then this is where a bone folder really comes in handy, is to give you that really nice, crisp, solid one. So again, you can see that it's not going to be quite as exact as with a scoreboard, but I'm also not super exact with a scoreboard, so I cover that up with ink. That's why I like to ink, because it covers up a lot of mistakes. Okay, so again, we'll get that as close as we can to that line, grab our tab, pull it up this way, and then line up our ruler underneath and push again. And just train our paper the way that we want it to go. And then use my bone folder to press it down. Just like that. Super easy. Let's do another one. So let's do a bigger pocket. These are the other bigger pockets that I have in the kit. And I'm going to show you some ideas of how to use these too. So we'll do a little bit of decorating, a little bit of how you could use the pockets, and we'll go through more of how to use the pockets as well once we actually get to assembling our journal. But I wanted to do pockets early because they are super versatile, and we could use these in future projects, especially like these small ones, because we can put these on tags to decorate tags. We can put them on journaling cards. We can put them in folios. There's tons of different ways to use them. So pockets are your best friend when it comes to making a junk journal or any journal, really, because they are they're super useful. So again, same concept. We're just going to do our lineup here. It's a little bit tougher with the larger pockets because you got a little bit more paper to kind of manipulate, but it's still possible. Just have to be patient with yourself. I would suggest for the longer pockets, do the short sides first and then do this all at once, just to kind of give you the best chance of having a straight line here. Because especially if you want to line this up with the bottom of a page, you want it to be kind of straight. So obviously my ruler is only 8 inches, plus the little bit at the ends here. I like to work with a smaller ruler, but by all means get a larger ruler. It would probably do better for you. But again, so we're going to line this up and then kind of need to, it's a little trickier because you want to use your fingers to hold the ends really tight so that it doesn't slip away on you, and then grab your ends and kind of work your way out. And I can see that I didn't get quite where I want it to be, but I got close enough that I can start kind of bending this back, and it's just paper, so it's easy to manipulate it to what you want it to do. Don't let the paper boss you around. You boss that paper around. So I'm just going to kind of start folding it gently. And again, this is for if you don't have a scoreboard. Just because you don't have a scoreboard doesn't mean you can't make cool pockets like this. And there we go. Just keep rolling the paper back to where you want it to go. And then once it's in the place that you like it, then start creasing it down. That one's wanting to come up on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press down, now that I got it where I want it to be, I'm going to press down on it from the center out because that'll make sure that my paper is nice and flat. So there we go, just like that. And that is how you would fold one of these without a scoreboard. So let's grab 2 of our pockets here. I will show you how to, some ideas for decorating and how to use a long pocket. Get the unneeded tools out of the way here. Okay, so first and foremost, with this pocket. So you like the way that this looks, you like that it's really nice and long. You don't want to turn the design sideways. How can I use this? Well, a really fun way to use this in your journal is to actually put it between 2 pages. You would want to do this likely before you sew your signature in. Because once you sew your signature in, it'll be a little tougher, but you could still do it. And you could actually put this in here, glue it in, and then when you fold your pocket and your page in half, your pocket folds in half, and you've got 2 sides here that you could use, or you could glue it down the middle. So that's one way to use them if you want to keep your design the horizontal way instead of going the vertical way. So that's a way to do that. So now that we've talked about some of the different ways you can use pockets, let's talk about decorating pockets. So in my kit, like I said, there's some different things. Because I'm trying to make this kind of like a botanical, like Edith Holden inspired journal, I've got some labels. These ones just have like the museum numbers, so you could write like your own little description here because the handwritten can look really cool. And then I've got 2 of these ones that have a museum number and then a scientific name of either a butterfly or a plant on it. And then we've got lots of different fussy cuts here. So my idea for this pocket is that you would cut it out and then you would glue it along the sides here to go on your page. And I thought it would be kind of fun to decorate this little stump with some of those mushrooms that I included. And then I thought maybe, or you could do the little fox. I actually kind of like all of that together. I kind of think that that looks really cute. Maybe put this mushy back here. If you don't know, I am obsessed with mushrooms. So there will be a lot of mushrooms, a lot of butterflies, moths in this kit as we go. So I kind of think that that's really cute. Maybe I'll save the blue mushy for another time. But I definitely want my little fox on there. And I want a mushy or two. Kind of think I like that. So I would glue that all down, and that's what that one would become. Um, and then, but you could also do things like you could have your bird on there. You could have this little blue bird. Actually, I think this one's the robin. This one's supposed to be a robin. This one is definitely a bluebird with the peach chest and the blue. Yeah, you could do your little birds on there. You could do butterflies, lots of different options. These are the fussy cut from last week. You could have your fox kind of hiding behind it. So lots of different ideas. Or you could put your little baby deer down here. So there's lots of different ideas of how you could decorate this one. I won't sit here and bore you with that. And then another one, so decorating like these pockets. So I think what I wanted to do with this pocket is I want to actually put a 3D, like a popped off butterfly on this one. And then I think I'm going to do the museum tag with it. So we'll definitely decorate this one because this one I had a little bit more of an idea of what I definitely want to do. And that way I am not going too far over that 10 to 15 minute mark because I am already just over 15 minutes on this video. So trying not to take too much of your time. All right, so make sure I get that all to the edges with the finger tool. Rub it off. All right, so this one is the butterfly. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that because my Latin is terrible. But so we'll put the butterfly one on there. I already pre-inked everything, and then I'm going to take one of my tabs here, my mounting tabs, and I'm going to put that on the center, and then if it sticks out a little bit, try to make it so that the foam itself is sticking out instead of with the adhesive, and then just trim that off, and you can toss that little bit of foam or save it if you think that you could use it. I still have not figured out a way to use up those little foam pieces yet that I cut off. And then you can watch me struggle to get this off. And then I want it to go, I think, this way. So that'll stick off, gives it just a little bit of dimension, and then we have a pocket. And then what's really nice is once this pocket is on the corner of our page, we can then tuck things into it, and it gives it a nice, and with the butterfly being popped off, it's not going to get in the way of anything. So that is my coverage on pockets. Again, we'll go through more stuff with pockets later on, how to make stacked pockets, and stuff. This was really just kind of a basic overview of pockets, how to fold them without a scoreboard, some different ideas on how you can decorate them, and we'll go through more soon. So, but go ahead, leave your comments below. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Sorry, this one's a little more hectic. I wasn't quite as organized this week as I was last week because my camera stand fell over and I had to completely readjust it, and I'm not even sure I got it back in the same place, but hopefully I did. So again, this has been Ashley with Tea Garden Paper Crafts. The digital kit for this one will be for week 2, will be in the comments below. I hope that you check it out. And if not, you can always make pockets from just a really pretty piece of paper using this as inspiration. I'm not offended by that either. If you do follow along though, and I would love to see your project, tag me on social media using the hashtag JunkJournalJourney2025, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!